In this video, I'm going to give you a complete breakdown on how to get the best results when applying puff print heat transfer vinyl with your heat press. Let's get right into it.
Alright, so for this video, I am using a Fancier Studio 16 by 24 with the pull-out drawer. This one is more of a budget-friendly heat press, so that just goes to show even if you're using, something more on the more affordable end, you can still get great results as long as you're just following the instructions in this video. I would say this heat press costs around $379. There's a 15 by 15 version of the same brand that has the same quality build for about $179. So if you're on a budget, that's a good one to go for. So for the heat, the recipe heat transfer vinyl, the puff, which is the one that we're using, it is down below. Typically goes up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So what I like to do is when you're just starting out and you're just, new to the puff game, or, you're just starting out by buying recipe heat transfer vinyl, I like to go down to like 280 to 290 degrees when I start out. Because what will happen is from there, I can control the temperature and slightly raise it if needed. So that way I can find the perfect temperature, so that way for my future projects I always stick to that temperature. So some certain heat press brands are a little bit different than others. I'm sure we're all using all sorts, so between that 10 degrees and to give you a chance to figure out where you want to be at without burning your vinyl, overcooking it, all that good stuff, you know what I mean? So for this project we are going to be at 290 degrees. I've gone as low as, like I said, 280 degrees for certain projects. But for this project, I am going to start at 290 because we can go up to 300 without worrying about anything happening to the vinyl, right? So, one thing I do want to say is I have noticed that thicker t-shirts, thicker garments, whether they're hoodies or whatever it is, the thicker ones tend to hold the puff better, I have noticed. So this right here is a 6.5 ounce circle blank. So you can get really great puff with like the cheaper Gildan t-shirts. I just noticed that the ones that are, over 6 ounce t-shirts, they just get overall some better results. It's just something that I've personally noticed over, pressing puff on tons and tons of garments. So before we apply our heat transfer vinyl, which I do have, it's right here, we're doing pink puff. I don't really use pink too often, so for the sake of just throwing some color on my page, I decided to just go with pink. Just as well paid creator. It's just a new little slogan I'm going to start pushing here pretty soon. So before we do that, we do want to pre-press our garment for about 10 seconds at 290 degrees or whatever you're at, whether it's 280 to 290. So we're going to do it for 10 seconds. This is a chance for us to also check the pressure, because we want pretty tight pressure, pretty heavy. We don't want it where, it's going to be locked in too hard where you got to like really press your muscle, so we're going to go ahead and press it, and then I'm going to see how, satisfied I am with the pressure, and then we'll see if we want to change it. That's why I usually recommend a clamshell heat press those, because you can control the pressure versus like the more handheld ones. You're going to have a little bit more of an obstacle when trying to do puff print. So for puff, just, go for the clamshell style heat press where you can control the pressure, right? So let's go ahead and test this out. Okay, so I'll probably leave the pressure there. I had it pretty good. I didn't use too much muscle to press it down, just a little bit. That's how we know we're good. And also something that I have noticed for some of my customers, you guys have been asking me, when you're heat pressing with the clamshell, you have to lock it in. So you see how I went down? We want to add some muscle, and then boom. We should be able to let go of the heat press, and it should be able to stay there as long as it's locked in. That's how you know it's locked in, because I've actually had some people just go like this, and wonder why they're not getting results, is because they're not locking it in. So if this is happening to you, make sure you're locking in your clamshell heat press, because if not, look what happens when we let go. Whoop, see, probably shouldn't let it go that crazy, but you guys get the idea of what could potentially happen, right? So now we can go ahead and add our puff heat transfer vinyl. And I have had some people ask me about this cover up top. So this cover right here is gonna basically replace you having to use a Teflon sheet. I use a Teflon sheet just to help protect the border. Sometimes you'll get like a box, or sometimes it'll just heat up a little bit too much, or just overall it's just good to have a Teflon, which I used for years, but then eventually I just grabbed this cover. So this is taking place of the Teflon sheet, if you guys are wondering if I'm not using a Teflon, because this acts as one. So if you either have a Teflon sheet that you're going to put over before you press, or go ahead and get a cover. But that hopefully that answers some of your guys' questions. So I'm happy where this is. We're going to go ahead and press this for about, let's do 8 seconds or so. And then we're going to go ahead and check it. And then from there, I'll decide if we need to press it for any longer, if maybe we need to raise the temp, all that good stuff. But do you see, by starting a little bit lower in your temperature, it gives us the opportunity to control the puff slowly and raise it, and then eventually after you do it a few times, you're going to know exactly what settings you need every time when applying your puff. So let's go get it. Let's go ahead and press this. All right, so I can clearly see right here that I probably need to either do longer time or increase the pressure. So let's go ahead and increase the pressure. I'm gonna do about 3 seconds, and then I'm gonna see if that gives me a good result. If not, we might turn up the heat. But this is why we do it this way. So that way we're able to control the puff and decide which direction we wanna go. Because a lot of the times, if you just go straight into pressing it, you do it too long, the temperature is too hot, all that good stuff, you potentially can ruin the vinyl. But this method right here is keeping our vinyl safe and guiding us till we know what settings we want to use for our future projects. So let's go ahead. I'm going to increase this pressure a few notches. All right. All right. Cool, so that did help. Let's go ahead and lightly peel. Okay, well, it looks good. I do want it to puff up a little more, but that actually looks really, really good. Yeah, that actually looks really good. I might be satisfied with that. I might just add a little bit of 3 seconds because I do feel like it could puff up just a tiny, tiny bit more. But we were able to control your temperature and the puff all the way through. I really hope this is, helpful to you guys. If you have any questions so far, let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer you guys. But let's go ahead and do about 3 more seconds or so, maybe 5 max, and then I think we're gonna be good to go. Oh, yep. There we go. Money. That is amazing. I am so happy with this result. I'm gonna grab the camera and give you guys a better angle, but this is exactly the result that I wanted, where we get that 3D puff effect. There's no wrinkles, no peeling. And like I said, I'm gonna give you guys a better close-up, but I am extremely happy with these results. Everything used in this video is down below for you guys. Just save this video for when you need it. Maybe play it in the background as you're applying your heat transfer vinyl, your puff. But I appreciate you guys. Let's get a better angle, and yeah, let's get it.
I'm extremely happy with these results. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comment section, and if you found value in this video, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. Everything used in this video is going to be down below in the description, and if you made it this far, I appreciate you. I'll see you next video.